Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another game of Empires of Aether, the next great turn-based strategy board game. Featuring Seabass trying to acquire his first win condition in the competitive setting. The man continuing his climb up the leaderboard. Bobrick, who's shown so much promise. And our current number 2 seed, Blue Shadow. It's a star-studded matchup, and we are fresh on the new changes to this game. We're really hoping to see nature. Let's dive into the board. Let's dive into it, ladies and gentlemen. Taking a look at the board already, we've got their bans in. Their bans are in. We are starting off with an earth ban, followed by air, sand, and water. No doubt sand is getting banned here from this double desert corner. But we're getting nature with the first pick here. We wonder if he's going to go with the new Beast Mastery build. The Beast Mastery build is exactly what we want to see. He's got a great connection for it. There may or may not have been some map manipulation in order to make this happen. Make it just not good enough to get banned. Just slightly out of ban range. But we got, I believe, Blue Shadow. Yep, at 16-16 taking Glacier second. I really like this pick with Rainforest being right here adjacent to the capital. Going to get a half-price Rainforest right off the rip. And then we've got Ooflord taking Metal at 13-13 and Lightning at 10-10. Bold to take Lightning into Glacier and Metal. Probably two of the worst matchups here. So let's see what Seabass can actually make of this. It's Bobrick that snags nature, actually. Great news here. I think Bobrick is definitely going to go for the Beast Mastery nature. We're really hoping for it. We wonder, with double mount here, unlikely for Metal to go the Link variant. I definitely am thinking that we're going to see a Smelter version of Metal here. I love that Jake always prioritizes Black Lung as well, something we mentioned in this game before, on the streams before. You wonder if he's going to put in Ore short side with his tier 2, just to make it very, very hard for nature to aggress upon them. With nature having these new abilities, I do think they're a little more accessible against Metal. We'll have to see how this matchup works specifically. Very excited to see our nature here. The only other elements with new abilities here is Glacier with their new monument. I doubt we're going to see it. I don't think we're going to see it, but who knows? Tier 2, it's hard to give up on snowshoes. He is taking the monument. Great news. Great news, but I don't know if he's realized that it does deny him snowshoes, which is... This means that we can't go aggro with this build. And I do like that, a little bit of variance for Glacier, but he's got next to no threat on his blizzards being lost, which is very strange to see when Glacier was picked second. We didn't have Magma selected or Fire selected. Fire wasn't banned either. Fire just got hit with a heavy nerf. I do think it's going to take a few matches for people to start leaning towards Fire again. Fire's still going to be extremely good. Very interesting here. We've got Blue Shadow, who I do think has one of the best understandings of this game, taking Seal Hunting instead of Frigid. And I think that's because he sees his opponents really have no way of denying his blizzards. They have no way of changing it. What were the bans? Welcome, Harsha. Earth was banned first, followed by air, sand, and water. Water getting that new monument that I think is very, very powerful. Puts water in a very, very top-tier contention. Very solid. We got lightning all over the board here. Just really scattered. I don't like lightning getting taken at the 10-10 position. I think there were much better options. I really think Seabass should have gone fire here. Would have been really good. Getting a volcano right here, the tier 2 position. Secondary succession would have been very, very solid here. Let's get these turns outlined for him. Harship, you got a chance to look at the patch? No, Moon? Moon is broken, TVH. Moon is very unique. And I think people are just a little afraid of it right now. Moon still needs some work, in my opinion. You did? So we're gonna get to see nature. Good God, what have they done with these pieces? Like, it's so simple. These unlimited bags are here for your benefit. We are all over the board here. It's looking like he is going with the Beast Mastery build, though. I really like this. I'm really glad we're going to see it. I like the new nature. It's going to be the first flavor of this kind of variant where we have different styles of soldiers that are going to come into the game. Every element will have their own at some point. Nature was just the perfect landing point for it. Perfect entry point for it. So you got Glacier really going through his tier 3s, but I don't think there's much of a choice here. You're definitely taking Winterize Episode 3. You're taking the quest, and Winter Storm on the move. There's definitely no debate here. Yeah. I think Glacier's in an excellent position. I do think this is Blue Shadow's game to win here. Almost nothing is here to stop the Blizzards. Getting complaints right now. Glacier needs more tier 3s. I don't know if now is the time. Don't know. Alright. Should be about ready. Just waiting for lightning to get set up here. Later before watching the intro bit, I was thinking the cool element would be some sort of animal mastery. You know what? I make my element. Well, beat you to it there, bucko. Beat you to it. Let's take a look at Metal's build here. It is the Smelters. We are seeing the Smelter build here, which I do think is the most viable here. I think Metallurgical Men Fortifying is going to be very good to contend with these new beasts. We don't want to keep defensive fortifications on the board for when nature can pop tier 3. Curious to see... He is going full beast mastery. Weighing whether or not he's going to take Kerchak. Trashing the Camp is such an interesting card, but I do think it's unlikely to be able to use it. If you don't have natural forests or already rainforests in your corner, you're not really going to get a chance to get 3 rainforests. Gonna go ahead and pop another forest. I do like this. I think this is solid. Probably on this swamp is the goal here. I was curious if we were going to see nature take their monument. But no dice. No dice on that. Alright. Everyone is getting their pre-printed sets of pieces. Bobrick has really just crapped the bed over here with his pieces. Just a sloppy job with it. Taking a look at the new tier 3s here. I assume we're going to see Tantor, Druid, and Stampede. It's usually... I would imagine it's the tier 3 go-to. In my opinion, I do think Kerchak is the weaker of the 3 beasts right now. But the denial of advantage cards when you are getting bonus advantage cards from, you know, buying Rainforest and Forest is pretty awesome. When you have an advantage card advantage on your opponent, very, very solid. Look at this organization. Is this really so hard for the table to do? Is this really? I think not. I think not. We got lightning. Wondering if these are their tier 3s they're going with. They're manipulating the turns here. Already had it. Already beat you to it. Oh, here are their abilities. I gotcha. I gotcha. Scooby is in. Go ahead and give you that promote. We got lightning taking a pretty standard tier 1. At tier 1, I do like Rainy Day Fund here. Still doesn't let me buy a lake and a swamp. I can't pop Rainy Day Fund on turn 1, so maybe it's not the best. The tier 2, though, very standard. Very standard. But I do think Seabass is going to struggle to get in this game. Doesn't really have optimal boss targets either with that Command Thunderstorm pop. He's going to get denied by Blizzards. I think this is a very bad Lightning pick here. I would have taken just about any other element in the game over Lightning in this position. Me personally. You're going to get denied short side, likely, by Glacier. It's very unlikely for you to pull an advantage card that's going to help that process along. And then you're too slow. 10-10 is too slow. Nature Monument to confirm Centaur. I do like that. Oh, I didn't even think about Centaur to get you more Rainforests. That's really juicy. That's really juicy. Gonna have to heavily prioritize manpower in the beginning, though. Very weird to do in this situation, I think. But this corner is very good for a strong economy. Starting 2020, great. Get just like one weather card to blow our way in terms of economy, and I think we're in a great position. But base just solely on setup and counter matchups, this is Glacier's game to lose, I think. Very interesting to see no snowshoes, but I think this is going to be a really cool position. Especially if Glacier can get this lake situated as a blizzard. I think nature will just simply lose to it. But he's probably just going to go into the weak lightning. I would imagine. Once he puts this last card over here, I'm going to initiate the turns. So messy, boys. So messy, boys. Remember, Aether is turn 7 out. A little expedited game here. I think we're going to see a pretty quick couple of win conditions come across the board because I think Glacier is just going to suffocate Lightning to the point that they die turn 4, turn 5. We're going to take this Rainforest for half price. Move to the desert probably with a barracks on our capital. Resource building on the Rainforest. Soldier on the desert. Maybe not even buy it. Maybe just save resources to get a full push into the mountain on turn 2. Glacier's going Blizzard Path. Oh, I absolutely agree with this move. Yeah. I think the quest is the valid move, but I just think Lightning is so susceptible to death to Blizzard. Alright. Let's turn these turns on, boys. Let's go! The game is underway! And Seabass draws an announce card right off the rip. Roll 2 dice, receive that much BM, but everyone is getting a supplement of some kind. Everyone else is rolling 1 dice. Give this man a little bit of help. Glacier gets an unfortunate 1 roll here. Nature, let's see if we can find it. Already stacked his beasts up. I do like this. Ended up going no Kerchak, yet stacked up a bunch of Kerchaks. We got Beast Mastery Nature coming at you. I think it's going to be a super fun build. I don't know how strong it is, but I think it's going to be super fun. Nature rolling 1 dice here to get some BM into the path. Rolls a juicy 2. Not the best. Metal rolled a 4. What did Lightning get out of this? Only a 3 after rolling 2 die. That sucks. Starting at 10-10, you're really hoping to get a better roll there. But it is an extra resource building at this stage of the game. Welcome, Slate Cheesy aboard the SS Manhood. Thanks for joining us here on this lovely... What day is it? Thursday? Is it Thursday night? I think it is. Yeah, it's a beautiful Thursday night. Welcome aboard the SS Manhood. Cap Wows, Cap Champs in the chat. Cap Sasons in the chat as well. Glad to have you aboard here. This is Blue Shadow trying to reclaim the 1 seed spot. He has twice as many games played as our current number 1 seed Scooby, so a much less efficient player in terms of the competitive matches, but he did throw away a lot of these games on Blood, when Blood was in a very, very poor state. So I'm not going to knock him too much on that, and I do think this game he's going to display a lot of optimization here. Yo! I haven't heard it do voice comms like that in such a long time. I don't know what I hit to change that. Not sure what's going on here. We got no soldier out here. CS is definitely the newest to the stable here, but he's got several competitive games under his belt. Building a barracks on this lake, I think this is a poor move. Defending the short side, not a poor move. But the barracks is just... To not take advantage of your passive is very, very rough. Trains the soldier here. Has enough to buy the mountain and fortify it. And I think he would definitely... be very prudent to put a defensive fortification down here. In my opinion. And this was all only possible because that bonus 3 BM he got from the advantage card. So that actually ends up being pretty clutch for him here. Should fortify here. Glacier can... He won't pressure us this turn, but Glacier can absolutely pressure us the next turn. I'm probably looking to see a tier 1 Blizzard utilized on this field here. Although Lightning is not going to have the economy to bounce back at us. Kind of a vibey song here. Let's see if he uses defense fortification here. Definitely should. This is a full food buy turn. Spends an extra 2 BM. No defensive fortification here, so he's a little susceptible. Don't think we're threatened here, but we will be next turn for sure. Alright, let's jump on over to Oof. Oof's got a great setup here. Great card as well. To sabotage someone who's getting a little too much steam. Great card. Property Tax, in my opinion, is a very, very top tier card. Just for the sake of stalling someone from going to tier 2. if they want to, if Glacier goes up to Centaur, I think Lightning is strong. Agreed. I just don't think Blue Shadow is going to let that happen. I think Glacier is definitely going to shore up that short side there, and then Lightning's push is just, it's gone. Metal securing all these half-price mountains, just a ridiculous open. When we've got two mountains touching each other, touching the capital tile in the open, they have a ridiculous turn one. So he's going to have a juicy BM open, and he's also got a card that denies a lot of building materials, so he's not too worried about this card showing up into his department. Love that these gorillas and elephants can stack up on each other. A little interesting. They don't actually touch each other. Hovering. The physics a little weird on those pieces. So we got a good food resource building on the lake. Are we going to see a resource building on the ore tile, I'd imagine? Then next year we can double up on the food. Nature is going to get a free advantage card off the rip here, which is very, very solid for them. This is one of my favorite cards. I think it's one of the least significant cards in their new arsenal, but I think it's so cool. Just a parrot of your opponent's advantage cards. I think that's so awesome. But, obviously, not guaranteed value unless heirs in the game and pickpocket and, you know, advantage cards are already used this game. Again, just resource building out here. I think this is a solid play. Probably on the ore and double up on the lake. One of Mountain's bonuses, absolutely. Mountain is just such a strong play. Or, sorry, Metal is such a strong play. Double Mountain Metal play, very, very solid. Glacier's going to get a good combat advantage card here. Buys that Rainforest for half price. An absolute no-brainer. Are we going to full commit all of our resources to get this field into a blizzard is the question. I think it's not bad at all. Yep, I think that's what we're going to see here. Just turn into a blizzard, don't have to worry about it, and then eventually we can polar bears to threaten if lightning moves away from us. Glacier short side, so powerful. This is an unfortunate economic turn for Glacier, but it's okay. They'll bounce back, cheapen soldiers. Their monument is also going to give them an economic boost if they can get to that point. We're definitely going to see the Tier 1 Blizzard come out of play. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Short side, lightning has been cut off. Cool thing about converting a field or lake into a blizzard is it is the exact same food output. So lightning, I'm not sure what we do here. We probably fortify next turn. Just one fortification is probably good enough. But in a couple turns, we could see polar bears coming at us, and then we're really in trouble. Alright, this should be an end turn here. Full usage of the building materials. Great stuff. The Rainforest is going to be pumping out good building materials for him. And we go to Nature's. Strategy opening itself up. Will the beast be used to take down another beast on the board? Really some powerful options here. Viperus and Dialgon are the lowest health on the board at 60. That's nothing to shake your head at. It's going to need a lot of these beasts in order to contend with it. I really hope we get to see Druid come out. Druid is probably my favorite out of these new lines. I thought about making the Macaw into an actual pawn. But not sure how to use it. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Parroting advantage card seems very, very powerful. We can do it consistently. Buys a Rainforest, should get a second advantage card here. Gets a good one for Nature. Great one for Nature. Force a Rainforest ally you own is attacked. Add some soldiers to the battle. Great advantage card for Nature. With that very central star tile, like that. Gonna go ahead and pop the Arboretum on this forest. Don't mind that at all. Just gonna net him an extra BM each turn as opposed to Lake. But what this also is going to let him do is equatorial sightseeing. He needs a forest on the board in order to get 2 more rainforests. So he is going to get to 3 rainforests, which means his trashing the camp is going to be valid. going to be very interesting when that happens. We got Glacier with the Rainforest right at their doorstep. He actually, unironically, needs to turn that into a Blizzard not too far from now. That's going to be rough when you're forced to do it, but hey, here we are. Let's see the weather, baby. And the weather is evergreens. Nature is supercharged for the next couple of turns. Very interesting. The plot is thickening. Nature is several turns away from really threatening Glacier's doorstep right here. But turning that into a Blizzard is going to be rough. It's your best tile. But I'm loving that these abilities are coming into the game. These abilities that just counter certain situations. I really, really like it, and I want to put more into the game. So we got Seabass here. Forced Transaction, not the best advantage card here. Only seeing it 5 and 6. This is a bad setup here. Probably just gonna put one fortification here. Maybe buy the swamp with our general. It really doesn't feel that good. Buy the swamp, probably pivot another soldier over here to the lake. Gonna go and pop Forced Transaction, he says. Gonna disrupt the economy here. Looks like he's pointing at Nature and Glacier to force him to trade some resources. What would he do here? What's optimal? Nature's perfectly balanced. Glacier leaning food heavy. If we take away his BM, he's going to be in trouble. He won't be able to expand as well. I would imagine he's going to make Blizzard give up BM. But if he has enough to pop a barracks and just keep churning out these discounted soldiers on our border, it's not ideal. I'm not sure if I like this, and he did do that. Glacier's going to be at a boosted amount of food, not much BM, has enough to go tier 2 next turn and be north of 20 food. Might not be the play here, boys. Got to see at least one fortification come out here. Let's see if Seabass chokes the bag. Buys one soldier from the barracks there. I like it. Could buy the mountain and move the general into the mountain tile. It's not terrible. I mean, if we're doing this play, the lightning general has to move into the mountain, right? Has to. Didn't move it. Very inefficient. Should see Seabass punish here. Probably going to lose this mountain, I would imagine. Oh, wow. Who is Metal using this on? This is a very early popping of property tax. Is he going to slow down Nature? He's got a lot of BM here. Or is he going to slow down Glacier? Very interesting choice if he ends up picking Glacier here, which I think might be the play. Gets a great advantage card for the mid-game. Massive casualties. This does count on Nature's new beasts. The beasts are classified as armies. Metal just expanding. Not sure who they use property tax on. Probably Glacier? I think it's the only valid option. Blizzard can't get rid of the Rainforest. Why? If he tier 2s and Blizzards this, he absolutely can. He can move this general to this desert, buy that in the next couple of turns, and if he Blizzards both these, that's a great choke point. That's probably his play. Need to change 2 tiles? Oh yeah, he can't do it this turn. He's going to have to go tier 2 and get a couple more tiles. But I think it's definitely the defensive play. Glacier's going to be short 6 less BM. That is massive going into turn 3. So Nature could be on his doorstep. That's what I'm saying. That's why he needs to Blizzard this in the next few turns. I don't think Nature's in a position to threaten that for several turns, but at some point, Glacier's going to have to do it. Metal actually paying for some defense fortifications here. Don't remember the last time I saw that. Nature can do it on turn 3. Yeah, but it's just not optimal. If you want to actually threaten Glacier, it's not optimal at all. He could do it, though. We might know if Bobrick pops Macaw. Decent advantage card here. I like this in this situation. Who's he going to force to trade a card? He doesn't want to give up his card. His card is great. Seabass doesn't even have a card. Gonna make Nature give up a card. Wow, Nature's got 2 powerhouses. This is not ideal. Not ideal at all. So these cards have sufficiently... They have hurt Glacier. So yeah, Nature can pop their... They can get triple Rainforest. It's just not ideal for them to then teleport, because then they can only teleport their general. So it's not happening turn 3. Turn 4 at a minimum. I mean, if it happens turn 3, I think that's a sell. That would be similar to the play that we saw last competitive game, where we popped our aggro play just 1 turn too short. Glacier expanding out, absolutely. Yeah, we should see him buy this desert here in the next couple turns, but if he's the one that got property taxed, very rough for him. It's going to be so interesting. If all these resources are put into Glacier, slowing him down, which I'm not even sure if that's the valid play, but Nature's obviously doing it. Nature perceives them as the biggest threat, but Metal's interesting on Nature short side. But if Lightning is left alone, could be cheeky. I think it's going to be dealing with bosses in the middle of the board, though. Depends on what he does, but there is a play. Certainly a play for sure. I just don't like aggroing right now. Especially because the secondary text of the card is you get to steal resources. Glacier will have already taken their turn. So there won't be any resources to steal. Glacier fully loading up this Blizzard. What's up, Shadow King? Welcome aboard the SS Vanna, man. So we got Glacier loading up the short side, which is what we expected. We could see Seabass lose this mountain, but it's not... he might have needed to roll for this. He might have. Sudden Storm, New Weather gets drawn. It's going to take away Nature's supercharge. Westward expansion. No nation can travel any western direction. And you know what? That actually only applies to Bobrick. But this is the West, so it's not that big of a deal for Bobrick. Not that big of a deal for Bobrick. Nature's going to move down south. Southeast, to be exact. Going to buy this star tile pretty early on. And that star tile is going to net him another advantage card. Gifting a sub later. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate it. Not necessary, but I appreciate it. So he does buy the star tile, gets another advantage card, gets a great one. Great one. These star tile advantage cards are going to be all the more important with these new monuments in play. So you got Seabass getting a really good, when you're in poor economy, a great advantage card. New Weather. Merry Aethermus is clutch for a lot of reasons. I do think Justin is the biggest beneficiary of this, simply because he's going to go before Bobrick. He can deny a lot of Bobrick's plays here. So, Blue Shadow is definitely going to go with the BM here, especially if he was hit with the property tax, which I think he was. Did Bobrick full? Is he really at 21? Bog Champs is right. Love the support. Can't wait for this community to grow whenever we go public here in a couple weeks. Gonna be awesome. Tell your friends. No longer a play. Yeah, not really a play. Could see what... Yeah, Glacier did go with the full BM. Glacier's in contention. Like, they're not in the aggro build here. But it's gonna be aggro. Seal hunting, the combo... I'm actually surprised this doesn't get used more frequently. Seal hunting with polar bears is gross. Very gross. You pop polar bears and you get 10 more food. Like, guaranteed. Not to mention the other soldiers he can buy. It's a very powerful combo. But Glacier doesn't have the best economy, which is why it's okay in my eyes. But we'll see if Blue Shadow exploits something here. Nature getting a lot of top-tier advantage cards here. That's what Nature specializes in. Getting more draws from the deck results in you having that better RNG. Your hand is going to be stacked in the early game. But usually what this results in is about turn 4, turn 5. you blow all your cards on one play, and then your advantages that you had in the early game, no one's really scared of you anymore. Because the mystery is gone. Blue Shadow. Slate, we got to get you one of these stream matches here pretty soon. Slate Jeezy is one of the original players from the very first table of Aether. Played again for the first time in several months, just the other day. Excited to get the OG players back involved. Seabass is kind of just expanding without a worry in his head. I mean, maybe we see the Scholar of Architecture to get a 1 building material fortification here. That's not going to stop 2 polar bears coming at you. Blue Shadow taunt 1. The Age of Empires humor might not be in the right spot here. This young crowd might be a little too out of reach for it. Yeah, Seabass is just kind of opening up the floodgates for Blue Shadow just to knock his door in. Not liking this play whatsoever. He's spread very loosely. Polar Bears is just gonna punch this. Doesn't know that we've got massive casualties on the board, but the thing is Blue Shadow is gonna pop his seal hunting and probably Zerg with 3 armies from this blizzard. That's gonna be so difficult to stop. If Seabass actually took a power outage here, that wouldn't be bad. Power outage, I think, is a much better card than a lot of people understand. Bobrick was hit with the property tax, actually, so that's I think that's more reasonable. I don't think we should full commit to slowing down Glacier, but after this play from Lightning, I think so. I think it would have been the right move. Rhythm just offered me a job. That's awesome. What does he want you to do? What's the salary looking like from Rhythm? Metal's got great setup here. This is going to be a lot of, I think, positioning here. A lot of... I'm imagining a deal, a bargain is going to be struck from Bobrick and the man, Oothlord. Because if we're seeing the abilities that Blue Shadow took here, which is not the meta, I should say, then Seabass is going to die. Not liking his odds. Economy is nowhere near tier 3 range, and you gotta wonder, he had an extra 10 resources in that turn. It had to be BM that he used, but he bought a swamp, a lake, and positioned his general to the middle of the board. Lightning meta slave. Sell kitchen appliances to old people online, $20 per appointment. I just got a job at Jimmy John's too. Jimmy John's kind of fire, congrats, man. I used to be a Jimmy John's fiend. So we got Metal just casually expanding, goes ahead, Metallurgical Men's fortifies. Out here on this field, definitely positioning for a boss fight. So 2 of his Metallurgical Men have been utilized. Such a powerful ability. Such a powerful ability. The only reason why whenever I play Metal I don't really use it is it's just so vanilla. So kind of boring. But it's so powerful. How do you turn it down? He's already got 2 ore tiles in play. Wait a minute. Did he use strip mining on a mountain? This is a bad mess up from him, though. That's a very bad mess up from Jake. Rolls a 5 on the general and the army? I think he takes Vipers here. He does, in fact... Oh. Oh. You can rewind now. So Shadow King's about to rake in the bank. I don't know about over-the-phone appliance sales. Can't wait for Shadow King Rohan, the King of Shadows himself, to grace our presence with this game. I think we're a long ways away from it. But I got a big story planned up for ya boy, Shadow King. I need to put in a command for the lore. Listen, I don't want to just constantly sit here and pat myself on the back, but I've written a bunch of lore for this game. I've written nearly 75 pages. Only about 50 pages or so is public. Check it out. If you're into fantasy nerd stuff, check it out. It's a good read. I think we did pretty solid on it. And we ain't a writer. I'm not a rapper. Metal gets a great advantage card, intercepting cargo. Very solid here. So Metal is the first to strike at a potential win condition in the next few turns. Shadow Arc's gonna be crazy. No kidding. Probably the last element that ever touches this game. We have Sun to complete the Supernatural set. And then Shadow is probably going to be in a package of its own. Need to get partnered with Disney and make a Star Wars expansion. That would be big boggers. Well, we're trying to make our own world here. I mean, that would be sick. Absolutely sick. Metal is still making a lot of moves here despite being at next to no resources. But gets that free army courtesy of Vipress. And the thing is if nature kills this, it just grows another head. Metal could be going for a 10 army win condition along with Request. I really like that play. Soup line, so we got both of these variants of this card. Dwarfy Samurai is going to get a lot more food here. Rolls a 6 and a 3. 9 extra food here. What you think about Kenobi? I'm only 2 episodes deep. 2 episodes deep. Aside from the very Power Ranger-esque chases in episode 1 and 2 of chasing Leia through things, that is garbage. Like, one of the bad guys got, like, smacked by a stick when he was running through the woods and just went, ugh, like a Power Ranger bad guy. I cringed at that scene. Everything else I think has been very, very solid. I think Ewan McGregor's awesome, but I haven't seen everything. I also think that the main Inquisitor that we see, I don't think she's very good either. I think she just delivers everything very corny. Very corny delivery. It feels like a Nickelodeon actress to me. So, whenever the Inquisitors have been showing up on the screen this far, I haven't been that excited yet. The cheesy guy with the, like, snake voice, don't like him. We do see Justin busting out a Blizzard on his Rainforce. Unfortunate because he had a resource building on it, but it had to be done. Denying the potential for the trashing the camp ability. Now, you gotta wonder, if nature doesn't take this ability, does Glacier ever Blizzard this? Probably not. Because there are quite literally no other Rainforce on the board. All of Vader's scenes have been fired, though. I haven't seen anything else. I've only seen him in the back to tank at the end of episode 2. Not to spoil. I know we all see Vader. Like, we know Vader's going to be in the show. But I haven't actually seen him do anything yet. So, great resource supplementation for Blue Shadow here. I'm imagining we just see a Zerg Rush on Lightning. Let's go. Oh, you just drag from the bag, man. You just drag from the bag. Yeah. Yeah. Figuring it out. Star Wars Watch Party tomorrow. I'm down. I'm actually kind of sick, though. Potential COVID. I'm testing tonight. I felt very crummy all day. Only reason why we're vivacious right now is I chugged my caffeine prior to the stream. But I think it's a good chance I have it. Gone to 3 weddings in the past 3 weeks. Lots of big gatherings. I should have good immunity. I think I will too after this. I think I will. Alright, so we do have the Polar Bears on the doorstep. Blue Shadow's got an excellent border. Good wide blizzards as well. So he's going to get a chance to connect many more blizzards whenever he wants to later in the game. And just as we predicted, Lightning is getting slapped. Right on the keister. Lightning's going to get denied a mountain here. That's 2 less BM than he was expecting. There is no advantage card here that saves this. Absolutely not. I think this is going to be a very casual Glacier just walking to victory through Seabass's capital. We shall see. We shall see. Seabass is rolling, but he rolls a 1. Just insult to injury. Rolls a 1. I think Seabass is still in those early stages, figuring out what he needs to do in different situations. I think in his other games, he's been at a higher resource start. Shadow King with the sub. Welcome aboard the SS Manu, my guy. Welcome aboard. Glad to make it official. Enjoy those Cap Wows, Cap Champs, Cap Sasons in the chat, baby. I need some more emotes. Oh, we got Cap Chug as well. I forgot. So Bobrick Definitely, we're hoping he can do something to slow down Glacier. Barber's got some great cards here, but it's just fighting Glacier is going to be so difficult. So difficult. Once again, appreciate everyone hanging out with us on a Thursday night watching competitive Empires of Aether. A competitively viable turn-based strategy board game. Coming to stores near you. 2023? Come on. We got high hopes. We're ready to hit the world. Going public here in a couple weeks. Hopefully a week. I'm hoping a week. Schedule got a little more freed up. I'm hoping a week. We shall see. We go public. We've got a website. We've got a card game. 2v2 variant of this game coming out soon. Excited to see some stream matches of the 2v2. I think the 2v2 is a blast. The card game, I think, is a blast. I'm so excited about what we're doing. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope you guys are interested in joining us for the ride. We got nature popping out some more rainforests. Gonna get a good economic boost here. But can we... Look at this ring of rainforests on their capital. That is pretty awesome looking. Pretty awesome looking. Just got its great advantage cards. I don't like... I would have definitely taken Kerchak in the matchups against Glacier and Metal. We're not going to really see anything other than armies coming out of these two. So I don't really like taking Sabor here. Sabor, if the game were a little bit slower, we can probably catch a few soldiers off guard. But not really going to be seeing much use of it. We're really going to see some good use from Stampede and Tantor if we can get to that point. But the game might be over too fast. Glacier's going to get a lot of economic boost attacking these tiles here. Can get to tier 3 pretty reasonably fast. Only netting 6 BM a turn, though. Not sure if he added this mountain. I don't think he did. 3, 4. No, he did. This is a pretty slow turn 3 here. But there's a lot going on. A lot going on. Alright, we got a new weather. Ceasefire. No battles can be declared this turn. That's huge. Very huge. It'd be awesome if Lightning were in the driver's seat here, because then obviously they can manipulate the weather with Command Thunderstorm. But probably not in their best interest to take this weather away. Seabass going to get some extra BM here. Very, very solid for him. Not bad if he's positioning with a lot of soldiers. He also has Thunderclap waiting in his back pocket. Oh, need the bubbles on my throat. A little sore. Talking is not helping. Lightning's at 12 and 12. They can go tier 2, and then there's just nothing they can do with it. Seabass, I really, unfortunately, I think we're going to have to roll over and die. We can move the general to the market, get some food, trading in BM to get an army on our capital. Just start training some stuff up to defend the capital whenever they start knocking in on that. We get a moment of reprieve, though. Them not being able to attack us. Let's get a little cheeky with the general movement to the middle of the board here. Let's get cheeky with it. Intercepting cargo. Jake's using that heavily after the fact. But as long as it's not being used on Seabass, I don't think it's a big deal. Seabass the only one that's touched this turn. I think he's going to probably use it on Nature. Nature with just a ton of food. That's a lot of beasts that can come out of their disposal. Or a lot of beasts that can come out here. Can nearly pay for 3 beasts, but probably wants to get to tier 3. We want to get to this Tantor. Might pop Poachers next turn. We don't have to this turn because of Ceasefire. It'd be crazy if Glacier draws. Sudden Storm has already been drawn. But it'd be crazy if Nature draws another one of the weather manipulators. So you got Seabass that should really just position here. Expand the economy this turn. But stay north of... we want to probably get to 20 food next turn. To put up some kind of fight. Go tier 2 and Blitzkrieg Warfare. But not looking like he's following that advice. Very interesting to see Glacier just absolutely suffocate Lightning here. Lightning has been an absolute S-tier element, and I think whenever air is banned, it is cream of the crop. But it all depends on your matchups. I would have probably gone with Magma or Fire in this corner. Easy to say now. Poison even's not bad. Poison's pretty good, actually. Just turn 4. I think maybe they're giving Seabass an extra... He didn't draw a card? Not sure. I think they're letting him reuse his turn 3 gets a draw twice. Pick the better of the two options type deal. Not a good advantage card. I really don't like this advantage card. It disrupts a lot of people, but the only valid use of it would be on Bobrick right now. Bobrick, excellent choice. But obviously Bobrick has nothing to do with what I have got going on over here. So, not ideal. Difficult setup here. I think nature should hard turtle for tier 3. Farm up a bunch of Tantors. Use our Druid capability. We've got just great advantage cards here. We can get to 3 star tiles, maybe 2 bosses. Or if we utilize our Bull by the Horns to take us to Typhon, it would only take 4 Tantors and a soldier to kill it. I've been making Bobrick cry in the gym. I believe it, man. Good on you guys for going this summer, though. I went in the afternoon one time, and it was just filled with people from our area, I should say. Which I know that sounds obvious, but obviously anyone who knows will know what I mean by that. I couldn't get a set in without getting interrupted. Every time it was like, yo, is that him? Is that him? It was aggravating. So I started going in the mornings, like 8 a.m., and then doing stuff here at home in the evening. Because I do always do 2-a-days during the summer. Didn't work out today. Feeling crappy today, obviously. Lightning just expanding casually, hoping that Ceasefire remains in play. Just really half a player at this point. Only saving grace is that Justin can only move these polar bears one more tile, then they will die. I've been going twice a day. Attaboy. Attaboy. It's good stuff. I love summertime. Like, it's going to be hard in a couple years when I stop doing what I'm doing. Giving up summer is going to be rough. Giving up summer's going to be rough. Because I just get to... Summer, I just get to do what I want. For usually really only about a month. I'm pretty busy for several weeks of the summer. But it's just awesome. Like July, it's going to be full Aether. Working out twice a day. Hanging out with my dogs every day. Cook a few new dishes. Just really get into a good routine. It's why fall semester me is always in way better shape than spring semester me. Alright! Let's get the sand going! My god! You got no play here! He's fortifying this lake here. It just doesn't really matter. One of my right click is... I'm trying to just rotate around the map, but I keep accidentally pulling up that menu. Feels like it's much more sensitive today. Been playing a lot of the Cycle these last couple days. Cycle is such a fun game. Definitely have to take it in short spurts. Lightning taking a very slow turn here, just putting resource buildings on everything. His net's going to be double digits in both food and BM. But I don't think he's going to get to 20. 20 food is a critical point for him next turn to put up a fight against Glacier. But Glacier with 3 Blizzards on the board, that's a hefty defense. 21 and 6, that's a lot of food. Lot of food. Probably just see him put a barracks down, train another army, and probably just split this. Attack both mountain and the lake. Threaten a kill next turn. 2 armies here, 1 army here. Pretty solid. We've got an advantage card to help us in the mountain. Chance that we roll low and lose, but I can pop out armies every turn. Especially if I take one of the polar bears to go here. Big value from that. We'll see. A lot of things to consider. He might play a pretty fanned-out turn here. We know Ceasefire's in play, so he's definitely just going to generate a lot of dudes this turn. Farm up an extra turn of BM. Metal making their play. Sitting at a great economy. Double digits of both. Definitely going to want to go tier 3. Probably next turn, I would imagine. The food is kind of irrelevant to him at this point. He wants to get to his Helter Smelters, get a lot more armies on the board. Is this the first stream of Aether for the summer? No, we've done like 6. I want to say this is like the 6th one. Yeah, we've been here a lot. And so, when we go public, we're hoping to get some new people into the fold to where games have... 1, we'll have multiple games each night. And 2, we'll have lots of variety. Because right now, we're kind of floating like same 10 people. Just rotating in and out of games. So we're hoping to get some new guys. Need the Shadow King. Shadow King currently has a 100% win rate, but sitting 1-0? That's not that menacing. Not that menacing. Shadow King's got to grace his battlefield. Can't just wait for his character incarnate to enter the game and then join. Why, his cards keep flipping. Triggering me. Fully committed into tier 2. Gonna get an army in the temple. Very interesting. Going ahead and positioning for Aether is what it looks like. Nah, they fear me. I've been hearing them talk. They ain't that fearful, man. They ain't that fearful. I will next week. That's awesome, man. Glad to hear it. Yeah, I got lots of the original players will be playing again next week, I imagine, and then we got some several new players coming in. Sure, you get a good burst of kids. Good burst of players coming in next week. Do we think Metal is going to position for Dialgon for its second boss? Could just go for 2 bosses and kill Typhon with all these armies to pump out. Not bad. Not bad at all. Doesn't have the best advantage cards here. Perfect amount of food for tier 3 next turn. Like it. Probably going to see it next turn. Helter Smelter is going to be very juicy for us. Question is, what is Nature going to really do this turn? Gets a free turn to breathe. Probably just going to sit. Expand where he can, but he wants to not spend BM because he wants to be able to go tier 3 next turn. He's going to have plenty of food to go tier 3 and buy some elephants. When's the card game coming out? Going public whenever the rest of the game goes public. Card game is like Hearthstone style, I would say. I think it's a ton of fun. I really like it. I think we've got some elements to it, pun not intended, that are super unique. Alright, we're training lots of dudes, as expected. We went ahead and got Seal Hunting online. Didn't see him when he actually popped that. Good budget cuts here. For my first online game, I need John Cena type music to play in the background. Do it, man. You know what? Whenever we do our pregame show, which we've been sticking to the Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, that type of deal, we'll put some John Cena on for the Shadow King. I'm excited for when I can put that on the thumbnail. The Shadow King has entered the domain. Aye, aye, aye. Alright, so we got Glacier just loading up the board. Could just pivot for Dialga here. Obviously can't attack this turn, but a free turn of not having to spend BM means he could almost get to his Monument. Which I think he probably wants. Get a free extra Blizzard. Struggling in the BM department. Just terrible building material tiles on his side of the board. Finally gets the Mountain Star tile. Nature gets a killer advantage card here, Recycle. Nature's just been getting a solid hand. I think probably like 4 of the top 8 cards or so he's drawn. Massive Casualties, Bull by the Horns. Interstellar's really good in this situation. But then he's got Recycle? Come on. This guy's crazy. Boosted. Boosted. Alright, Nature took a very quick turn. That's exactly what I was expecting. I was expecting him to spend, like, no resources. He did recycle. Did he recycle his, what did he recycle? I'm not sure. Look at Nature, 42 and 21. Just a powerhouse in the food department. And our next weather event, Forest Fires. Forests lose entire building material production for 1 turn. The only one getting impacted by that is Nature. Metal is losing 1 BM. Couldn't care less. Nature's going to lose just 1 BM as well. Pretty inconsequential weather event. Good advantage card here. It's going to be really good against Nature once they go tier 3, which we'll see that this turn for sure. Lightning's only going to be at 10 and 12. Just terrible at turn 5. Just in the pits economically. Corner's not that good. Rough spot for Lightning. Rough spot. What element is Bobrick playing? Bobrick's playing the very new version of Nature, the Beast Mastery Nature. So the element you're familiar with, but we put in a whole new line of abilities for it. Yeah, so one of the things that we're trying to accomplish this summer is we want every element to have multiple viable strategies. This version of Nature has nothing to do with the Ents or getting normal rainforest or normal forest. This one is all about getting rainforests. And from those rainforests, we can train beasts. And so what we should see Nature do this next turn is go tier 3, which is going to give them access to Tantor. Very, very powerful unit. Powerful elephant. I don't want to say it got buffed. It just has a different direction. I think it's good. I don't know how good. I think Blizzard is just a crazy good pick into Nature. So I think they were always going to struggle in this game. Because really the moment that... So here's where I see the next couple turns playing. Glacier is going to kill Seabass in 2 turns. Then, we have Glacier likely getting 3 star tiles. Just in an excellent position to do both. Bobrick can stall pretty heavily, but I don't see it changing anything. Metal can be a wrench in the side, though. Probably get a win condition out of this game. They kill another boss. Lightning, what are we doing? We haven't spent a resource in 5 minutes. Seabass at 10 food, 12 BM at turn 5. Not what we want to see. Definitely rough for this young Lightning player. About to just watch the polar bears eat his face off. Glacier going to be just south of 10 BM. That's pretty huge. But he could trade. Nope, we're not at the market. We are at turn 5. 2 turns away from Aether. So like Metal has secured an early grandstanding on that temple. Jake really loves his Metal. Really loves his Metal. So you got Lightning just throwing a couple dudes here, but when it's 4 armies knocking us down, not sure what we're doing here. Yeah, we're about to have a lot of dudes knocking on our door. It's going to be very difficult to stop it. Kind of vibing with this music tonight, though. Very much so. Lightning just fanning out, buying dudes. It just... Once again, shell of a player at this moment. Just kind of waiting to get died. Killed by a polar bear. Bah, bah, bah. Gotta stream some other games here these next few days, I think. Gotta stream some Cycle, some Valorant. What's your max bench again? All time? It's 365. 1 rep, 365. But that was... 4 years ago now? I haven't hit 3 plates in almost a year. I haven't tried. I think last time I hit 3 plates was last October. Not really on my big concern list anymore. Just kind of going to maintain some semblance of a physique. The numbers used to matter to me. The numbers, Mason! After an eternity of a turn, we go to Ooflord. Gets a good card here. Where's the general at here? Interesting position. Can actually go for the Heart of Glacier. Can be 2 tiles away. I don't think that's a good play. But it is a play. Yo, I like this song. We're vibing. Metal is going tier 3. These smelters are coming out. Gonna pump out an army each turn. Metal can go for 10 armies pretty easily. Pretty easily. Gonna be at 5 armies this turn. Is that right? Yeah. 6 armies, actually, with Vipress. Vipress doesn't count for the 10 army win condition. But he's got a massive military force. Gonna be hard to ignore that. Yo! Song is hip! I do like it. Alright, let's see some moves here. We popped tier 3. We got no resources after that. Could see Vipress attack this swamp. That's not bad. Force the Vipress armies to get killed. Double them up. I mean, that's a solid play. That's a great play. It also denies the short side. Nature can go Druid here when they go tier 3. So we definitely should see Vipress attacking here. I've been working with my brother, and he only listens to this dude named Tevez. I think my brother's talked about him, too. Is he an EDM artist? I've actually been listening to audiobooks while I've been lifting this summer. Bunch of, like, fantasy stuff to give me ideas for my own stories. Been immersing myself in lots of universes to see why they are successful. I listened to one that was like, I want to say it was like Harry Potter-esque, but it was based on the elements. Super cool. I was like, wow, so this is how this guy made, you know, crazy world, really successful books. Didn't do anything else with it, but super successful books of just essentially elemental wizards, which was super cool. I'd really like to see players play for a win condition before they get out of the games a lot more. Vibey music as well. Alright, we go to Glacier. Great advantage card. Okay, never mind. The Polar Bear is just going to turn tail and take this out. 3 armies and Elephant Gun does guarantee take this. That's a great advantage card. Maybe not, though. Maybe we're just thankful that another player didn't get it. Very interesting is that Nature can parrot it not too long from now. They've got Bull by the horns, and they'll have Elephant Gun. They can TP onto Typhon and just snag themselves a win condition. That'd be such a good play. We got a barracks over here. Trains an army on the Blizzard. Just wants to position against Nature as well. And that's the benefits of how he's positioned his game so far. Is he can cast a wide net here. No one threatening him. It's essentially... Aether's going to be a big disruptor here. We wonder if Justin is going to go for the Temple. I really like Aether being changed to turn 7. Awesome change. Probably going to see... I mean, how do we not attack Lightning here? They're so broke. So broke. Yeah, he's going to barracks up here, get another army. 2 of these armies are going to die here afterwards. And it... Good, the split up, I like that. Guarantees this because his general moved off. Army and a soldier, this is just great knowledge of the game. Great stuff. Kiri said this is one of the Polar Bears or what? Great play by Justin. Also setting up a presence over here. Just in the driver's seat, easily. I think the win path is clear. This star tile is going to be pretty open. Metal is looking like they're trying to cut this off. Very smart by Jake. I wonder if that's what he's doing. And then Nature can stall. Like we said, poachers equal bad. Can't attack this forest for a turn. But then you got Elephant Gun, and if we're positioning armies over here, he can also go for 2 bosses. So the Polar Bear should die here. Alright, so the Polar Bears are dead. We got a metal army, just a pesky metal army. Wonder what he's got up his sleeve here. No Frigid on Glacier. There might be an opening here that I don't know about. I don't think so, though. The Polar Bears are deceased. I would imagine this would be the other Polar Bear. So we should have... Ooh, interesting. Yeah, this is the right play. He's going to command Thunderstorm here and get a few extra soldiers. I don't even think he is tier 2. I don't even think Lightning is tier 2. He has to try to attack here. He's going to get a little support from Nature here, who's probably going to pop massive casualties. Yep, massive casualties for sure. So Glacier's probably going to get denied this. I don't think it's that big of a deal. With 3 Blizzards on the board, he still has a massive defense from that one army. He rolls high. He's good. Got a great 110% here. Nature's got a Macaw on Glacier's hand. Gonna get the lovely Elephant Gun coming out of his hand. First use of Macaw here. He gets to parrot 2 of an opponent's advantage cards from their hand. Gonna take Elephant Gun and a combat card, for sure. So he's got Bull by the Horns and Elephant Gun here. This is absolutely massive for Nature. Hoping they can cash this in for a win condition. We'll have to see. That massive casualties on Glacier, it's a significant deal. It doesn't guarantee Glacier's push is done. Lightning just clinging to life here. The thing is he's only going to be able to attack here. He's only going to be able to attack once. If this soldier remains at the end, he's going to be able to just go to the forest, probably turn it into a iceberg. Or a blizzard. 3v1? Not really. I mean, they obviously have to stop you. I also don't think metal's done anything against you either. Unless you're counting this. I don't think that's 3v1. Obviously positioning for star tiles here, I think. Lightning is going to command Thunderstorm here. They got no choice at the end of this turn. This has been a long turn. Southern Sun. They can't move into Glacier. That is crazy. But Lightning's going to be able to cancel this out with Command Thunderstorm. What a clutch draw for Justin, if that is able to remain. That's what the card is, right? It is. What a clutch draw, but Lightning gets to use their most powerful ability, Command Thunderstorm, to eliminate that. Wonder if Glacier just full-on commits for 10 armies, star tiles, at this point. Would really love to see them go tier 3. It's going to be very hard to do it. Be cool to see them play the market. They're making a lot of food. I don't think we'll see the monument. But who knows? Alright, we should have seen Bobrick go tier 3, and we did. Bobrick still has to train his elephants from barracks, so he only has one barracks on the board, and that is capital. But he does have access to Tantor. Really wants some more BM. The cool thing about Nature with this card hand, this hand of cards, is he's going to be able to go anywhere on the board, essentially. Love that. That's going to be fun. Alright, we got Seabass. Drawing impressive yield, just too little too late. Netting 7 and 8 on turn 6. Gotta go ahead and give him an 8th or warning. We're still getting used to the 7. With next to no resources, this guy's turn should be a swift one. We're going to command Thunderstorm. We're going to train as many soldiers as we can on this barracks and attack this army. We have to. Maybe we defend the capital. But that opens up Glacier so much. I don't think he's tier 2. Which is so devastating for Lightning. So devastating. 7 and 10. He can train 2 soldiers and put a couple DFs down. Southern Sun, as it stands right now, he cannot attack this lake. Gonna pop Command Thunderstorm? Absolutely. Lightning is supercharged for this turn and the next. Going to attack here. Didn't train any additional soldiers. This is just a straight up attack. Oh gosh, I don't like this at all. With this advantage card, Glacier can't pinch her. General is left out of this fight. Glacier actually has the advantage here. Massive advantage for Glacier, actually. Oh, I think he's backtracking just a skosh. Didn't know he couldn't have his general involved. I just, unless you can get to 2 armies, it's not worth it. He is going for it. I don't think this is bad. You can't sit at home. Can't sit at home. This is not favored for Lightning, though. Not at all. And if Lightning loses this, he will die this turn. Well, that's a good advantage card for him. That's a good advantage card for him. Can't use it this battle, though. It has to be a defense. So that's pretty rough for him. Curious as to what metal has got cooked up for this army on this swamp. I think he's probably going for It's probably just positioning for 3 possible win conditions. 10 armies, maybe Typhon, and 3 star tiles with potential to get his quest. What are we doing? We got to attack. We are rolling. Glacier has the advantage here, but if Lightning rolls very high, Glacier rolls very low, Lightning can take this. Lightning rolls a 6, as good as it gets. But Glacier rolls a 5. So it's actually a 10 on this army, which is a 58 attacking. Yeah, Glacier should win this. With +4 on the dice roll and the army bonus, we've got an 11. Very good high roll for Glacier. It always makes me wonder in these situations, Glacier getting that dice roll bonus from Blizzards. It's so powerful. Not only do they cut off opponents in their travels, this should not work for him. Yeah. So now Seabass will die. And we finally will have our first full win condition here. Wonder if Oof can somehow win this turn. With Aether, he's going to be able to make more smelters. Oh, a discard. Gotcha. Gotcha. So yeah, Seabass will die here. 2 armies are going to be knocking on his door. Can Oof delay it? I don't think so. Friendly Dragon can melt some blizzards here. This is crazy. This can be the first situation. Actually, this will not count for Dragon Slayer. Melting blizzards. It's a very good thought, though. I don't think it should. I don't think an advantage card should just straight up remove a blizzard in addition to the soldiers. Not that that even really matters in this situation, because Metal or Glacier didn't take Frigid. If they took Frigid, it'd be huge. I think, wow, God, Nature is netting a lot of food. Put 3 barracks down, put a Tantor on each of them, and let's teleport across the board, shall we? With Elephant Gun and Bull by the Horns, we can take down Typhon this turn. Pretty crazy. That's going to be such a cool turn. I really hope he does it. I don't even know if it's correct, but I really hope he does it. He'd have to put a barracks here. He'd have to remove one of his resource buildings as well. Just such a food-heavy build. I really hope we see the full-on Typhon kill to just cash in on a win condition, guaranteed. But then you also have your beasts across the board. You would have Stampede almost active. It's not bad at all. In the middle of the board, Metal full-on committing for Aether. 10 armies is their play, absolutely. Really surprised you haven't seen Vipress attack here. I think a deal was struck between them. That they weren't going to aggress upon each other because they saw what Blue Shadow was going to get to do against Seabass. Definitely got the question, does Friendly Dragon melt the blizzards? It's a good thought. Didn't even consider it. Same thought I had whenever it was pulled. Just some great advantage cards. Let's see, how many armies are they sitting with? 1, 2, 3, 4. They'll get 5 and 6 at the end of this turn. Aether's going to give them access to their quest. Metal is tier 3. Metal is tier 3. So 3-star and their quest is a potential. They need a mountain, though. They need a mountain. Gonna pop honed armor like that. Soldiers, tiles are going to be very hard to take here. And he's got Friendly Dragon in his back pocket. If anyone tries to amass soldiers to approach that 10 army win condition, which Glacier would have a chance at it. A snowball's chance, if you will. But unlikely. Glacier does have a copy of Elephant Gun as well. Could see that utilized against the Centaur over here. They'll give him 2 more Blizzards. It would just give him his quest. If he can get to tier 3, he's struggling in the BM department. As Glacier always does. It is their lone weakness, in my opinion. Looking like Metal is absolutely going to get Aether. I like this positioning here. Put these armies here so that Glacier couldn't just outright contest for Aether. So Metal's going to get it. Giving them access to a lot of abilities. I think one of the best parts about Aether is getting to put yourself in a better position for quests. Long turns here. I need to see some pieces move. What the? Uh-oh. That was funny. Don't know what that error code was. Let's see some pieces move. I think Metal is going for some kind of cheeky play against Glacier here. Going for the bosses and trying to snake 3 star tiles? Has to roll decently against this. Loses the fight against Dialgon. I'm not sure what to play. I'm not sure. I think we could have waited. I think this is Oof pulling the trigger just too fast. If he does it next turn, he can put more armies in the position to take Dialgon much more confidently. I think that was a muffed play. Now, Dwarf is going to kill Seabass here. No doubt about it. Gotta be scoping out that second win condition. Losing Aether is a big shot to the chest. Oh, man. It's very difficult. He said, on God. We have Seabass saying, my performance this game does not reflect my skill and knowledge. You will see more of me. I'll be winning a game soon. Why do you do that in the first place? He can just star tiles in quest? Well, 1, he's 1 boss away from getting that win condition. 2, it will take him 2 turns with Aether to utilize both of his Smelter abilities. But I agree. He should have just waited till next turn to get his star tiles and attack the boss with more than just 2 armies. Needed to roll a, what, 5 or higher? Yeah, like, it's not good chances. 33% chance. Kind of a blown play there. I think just pulling the trigger too early. Dwarf's going to be scanning out. What can he do? I would imagine we're going to prioritize these bosses, right? Doesn't really have to use BM this turn. Can stay in range of tier 3. Train an army on this Centaur. Attack it. Go tier 3 next turn. We have all of these tiles can be turned into Blizzards. We have Blizzard, Blizzard, and Blizzard. That would only put him at 4, though. But what he also would be able to do is his general, any tile his general claims can turn into a Blizzard. And with this +5 bonus against Metal, this Swamp is a very valid choice. So he is positioning the armies here. He's got Elephant Gun at his disposal. I think Glacier can take this next turn. Glacier does take this tile. I like that, the preemptive strike. I do like that. It denies me a Blizzard if I can go tier 3 next turn. It's not terrible, though. And he does stay in range of tier 3. This is very, very good setup for Justin. Seabass is out of the game. We've got Blue Shadow claiming first blood on this map and the first win condition in turn 6 just before Aether drops on the board. Pulls a 6. A meaty 6. You can't win. You cannot win. Because that also allowed, Metal's play on Dialgon also allowed Glacier to take this tile. Lightning is allowed to use Summon Home. Shouldn't be. Missed the timing, the Yu-Gi-Oh players would say. So Metal's gonna get Aether. What is the best move you can do with it? All of these... One of the best things you can do is command Thunderstorm to eliminate a bad weather event for him. But really, it's just going to be playing new ore tiles. Has a mountain right here. It goes to Bobrick. Bobrick should be able to cash in on a win condition here. Should be able to Bull by the Horns, Elephant Gun across the board to Typhon and take that out. I really would like to see that. I think that's such a highlight play. Put all your elephants and your druid on this rainforest right next to your capital. Such a cool play. Yeah, his trashing the camp is irrelevant. No other rainforest on the board. Unfortunate. I think if I saw only one other rainforest on the board, and it being in Glacier's corner, I'm not taking this card. I'm taking Kerchak. He is doing it. He's got Barrack set up. I love it. So kind of sacrificing his economy here, but his economy is irrelevant at this point. He just needs elephants. For 10 food apiece. Gonna train 3 elephants from these barracks. Wonder how well they stand up. They seem to do decently. They're struggling a little bit. This is the first time out of their cage. Give him a chance here. Get a Bull by the Horns. Bobrick is going to get himself a win condition here. And he's going to Elephant Gun. Just the most ridiculous combination of advantage cards here. So he cuts the health of Typhon by 20, which gives him a guaranteed combat value of 115 against a Typhon that's at 100 HP. Bobrick is going to get a win condition here. And if Justin wins this turn, or if Justin doesn't win this turn, Bobrick could snake this. Not sure how just yet. Bobrick could get Centaur. Centaur doesn't really help him here, though. This is, in my opinion, the correct play. Rig to blow upon losing a tile, eliminate up to 5 soldiers that attack that tile. Command Thunderstorm is gone? Oh, I think so, actually. Isn't it? No, it's not. No, it's not. Centaur denies Glacier his win potential. Yeah, but he didn't have the power to... He couldn't get... Oh, he did have Bull by the Horns. It'd be so unfortunate to use Bull by the Horns to teleport just here. So unfortunate. It wouldn't be terrible. Let's see if Metal can pull this out. I don't really see it just yet. Can't get to 10 armies. Can't get to 3-star anymore. Can get to... No, he can get to 3. Gonna cost him his... Oh, he can use one with nature to convert to ore tiles. Ah! Didn't even need the Aether abilities. And if he gets paid, he should be able to buy both of these star tiles. So it looks like Metal is going to steal this win, but 3 of the 4 players getting a win condition. Stampede, he can't combine more units. He can't get 5 beasts on the same tile. GG, well played. Oof, great snag. That... the One with Nature is a very, very powerful ability. Very, very powerful. Might need to be tempered just a little bit for these Glaciers and these metal quests and whatnot. Glacier so close to a victory. Just sniffing it. But with 3 star tiles and 4 smelters, Metal is going to take this win. Nature had great potential. I really, really like it. Nature snags a Typhon kill. Glacier obviously kills Seabass. This is good stuff. This was a good game. Wish Nature did anything in that game, just twiddle his thumbs. But he cashed in on win condition at the end. Kudos to that. Kudos to that. Just ridiculous advantage cards, though. Twiddle his thumbs. I would say a little bit in the mid-game. I mean, he owns, not even counting Typhon, he owns 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles on turn 7. Pretty brutal. But I like the play. I think he did the final play correctly. Mid-game was a little shaky, but I think final play was good. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. This was Empires of Eighth of the Next Great Turn-Based Strategy board game that allows you to do the power of an element of your choosing. And it is a competitively viable game. Whose strategy will be king? What new stuff is going to rise to the top? Metal just really showing a lot of prowess in this game. Seizing the expedited Aether arrival. I think that's key. That's key to a lot of these games. If you can't win by turn 6, you've got to put something in the temple. Or at least deny it. So I think Metal got kind of bailed out there because attacking the Minotaur was a mistake. An absolute mistake. But got bailed out for sure by playing that temple. Great stuff. Lost the ceasefire, probably. The weather was hugely impactful. Weather was hugely impactful. Great stuff all around. Seabass, we're hoping to see you soon. Definitely need to avenge yourself for this game. Kind of sat there to die for 6 turns. But hey, it happens. Sometimes the elements don't want you to win. So kudos to the 3 players who did achieve win conditions and therefore move up the leaderboard. Great stuff here. Great stuff. And we'll see ya at the next table. Which, tomorrow? See you then.